Okay, let's rewind. In 2005, Lance Armstrong was cool. Christian Bale was the first Batman. Yeah, right. Tom Cruise got attacked by aliens. Kanye West warned us about blood diamonds. Katrina hit and he had to take a boat to the grocery store. Then Kanye told us how George Bush really felt about black people. And, oh yeah, George bought a backpack.
So when I bought this bag in 2005, I was really just looking for a backpack that I could carry back and forth to work. So I walked into Modell's. I think all the Modell's are closed now, but I walked into Modell's and I saw this backpack and I was like, this is a pretty good, useful bag that I could use for a couple of years, take it back to forth to work. So I kind of fell in love with this bag and I'll show you why. So this video is gonna be for the person that really enjoys North Face backpacks. So just letting you know, we're gonna get into a deeper dive about the quality of materials, the stitching, and the features that they've changed from the 2005 version, like 15 years later, and see what they're putting in like the 2019 version of the North Face Recon. This right here is a great example. I've taken care of this bag. I've actually thrown it in a washing machine. That's why it kind of still looks new. I try to take care of my stuff throughout the years. So this bag right here weighs in at 2 pounds, 10 ounces. So it's on par, about the same as the newer 2019 North Face that weighs in at 2 pounds, 7 ounces. Now this bag doesn't have the separate laptop compartment that the newer North Face Recon has. The newer one has a laptop compartment on the top. So that's kind of how we still have the same weight, because the materials definitely have changed. Now this bag measures 20 inches high, it's 12.5 inches wide, and it can expand out to 8 inches. The newer version is 19.25 inches tall, 13 inches wide, and it can expand out to 7 inches. Both bags are around that 30-liter mark. This one is 29 liters. The newer one is 30 liters. So we like, how do we get to the same place where this bag is a little bit, it's basically the same exact bag, but this one weighs just a little bit more, and it's the materials that they use. I can tell you right now, the fabric that this is, I believe this is the 420D nylon, wherein the newer uses like a 420D, but it's just not as coarse as this one. This is a very heavy duty nylon. And then on the bottom of the bag, on the older one, they've used a ballistic nylon. So this ballistic nylon, you can definitely feel the coarseness of it. And they add that ballistic nylon to the bottom of the bag. Even back then, they realized that that was gonna be a hard use place for a person when they set this bag down a lot. Well, let's talk about some of the features that I love about this bag that's not necessarily on the newer versions. And particularly, it's this front pocket. In this front pocket, it's very large. The newer one is a little bit smaller. And they actually put this clip, so you can kind of tell this is an older version of the North Face Recon because the clip is over the quick access pocket. So you have to undo this buckle to even get into like your quick access pocket, which they later changed, I think, in the 2005, 2006 versions. So in this front pocket, I'm gonna show you how big it really is. I can stick like my gloves in there, like it's wintertime now. I stick in some headphones, like these some no-name knockoff, I think they're called mono price headphones, but I can stick those in there. I can stick a hat, a little beanie hat, and then I can stick in like a Bluetooth speaker. This is the Tribit X Sound Go that I usually carry with me. Now, all of that has a lot of space. You definitely can fit in a bike helmet in this front pocket, and they've changed this up over the time and made it smaller. So I appreciated it then. Like, I use this pocket all the time to stick in items that, you know, you just want to grab and go. On the front of the bag, they were a little bit bolder with the branding back in 2005. So you have this very large North Face logo on the front. Then you have the Recon down here at the bottom. Now on the newer version, the Recon is moved to the side side in a vertical orientation, and the North Face logo is up here on the top. So they've done a little changes throughout time, but I still like the vintage look of this bag. Now, we were talking about this quick access pocket. This is another thing that North Face has changed. In the newer versions, the quick access pocket kind of stands out. You don't have to unclip to get inside of it, but in this version, you do have to unclip, and then inside, there's no lining. In the newer version, you have a fleece lining that's inside of there. Now, it is kind of inconvenient to have to unclip to grab, say, like your hand cream out, or your gum, you know, some double mint gum, or your chapstick, whatever that you stick in this quick access pocket. But there was some, you know, security involved in that buckle that I actually did like. You know, I know nobody's gonna be able to get into that quick access pocket without me noticing it. Let's go to the water bottle pockets. They definitely have changed. So when North Face put this bag out, they actually had a bungee cord system that went around the water bottle pockets. Now you can fit a 32-ounce Nalgene bottle in this water bottle pocket. I just have this 27-ounce Camelback chute in there. That's like one of my favorite water bottles. But you can kind of see it's shorter, you know, so like a larger water bottle may be a little bit out of this pocket, you know, more of it out of the pocket, which is not a bad thing. They've kind of improved this design, went with an elastic around the water bottle pocket. You no longer have this bungee cord, which I didn't like. It kind of gives you this old school feeling like you have to adjust it. Elastic on the water bottle pocket has actually held up really well over time, so I didn't mind it as much. I think that the way that the 2019 version is set up is a better way to do things with just the elastic band, and it kind of forms to whatever you want it to be. Let's take a look at the improvements that they've done on the back panel, which is actually a lot. The shoulder straps themselves feel very similar to what they did in 2005. You know, they have the reflectivity right here, the 360 reflectivity that I talk about a lot on the North Face shoulder straps in the front panel. There's a little reflectivity right here in the middle. They actually didn't put the reflectivity on the water bottle pockets in 2005, which they have updated and doing now in 2019. But back to this back panel. The back panel was just a mesh back panel, and North Face has done a lot of improvements on this back panel. They went with the flex vent system in the 2019, 2018, 2017 versions, which is very much more comfortable than this mesh. In the summertime, this does build up some heat, and it's just the older version. You know, I like the improvements that they have done. On the top of the bag, North Face has actually done a lot with the handle on the newer version. This is just a regular piece of nylon webbing, and you know, there's nothing really special, but North Face has updated this and improved the handle where it's a more comfortable grab. It's really wide and padded up really well. Now, on the newer 2019 North Face Recons and that line, their everyday carry kind of line, they have these hip belts, but the hip belts are really like a stabilization. Back in 2005, they actually had these hip belts that had a little bit of hip support, I would say, on the sides, and the strap itself was really wide, so you could actually take some weight of the pack and put it on your hips, and it was legitimate. I never really used them. They tuck away into the side of the bag, so that was really helpful. If you didn't want them, you could tuck them away. But that's one of the things that I would like to see them return to doing, is giving a person an option for a really great hip belt. Now let's take a look at the admin section. To really get into the admin section and really to access the full capabilities of the bag, you do have to undo the compression straps on the side of the bag to get into the admin section on the older version. So we have the same YKK zips, really large YKK zips, they're different sizes. But what I did like about this admin section is that they labeled each one of the sections, just giving you a suggestion of what you could slip in there. Now, the phone pocket in this bag is kind of small, like for the phones today where you got the Note 10 and the iPhone 11 Pro Max is definitely not going to fit in this smaller pocket. This was more for like a Motorola Razr or something like that. Very small. You got some business card slots there. Still got some pin slots. None of the sections in here were fleece lined, which North Face is fleece lined a lot of the sections in the newer 2019 version, so that they taking more care of the electronics that you actually stick in these pockets. So I think that's very helpful. But I would like to see them incorporate some of the labeling, just showing that these sections are purpose built, even in like the 2020, as the 2020 North Face Recon comes out. Label the sections, so that could be very helpful. Bring that back. Back here, there's like a little slip pocket. It's kind of the same setup. I think in the back of the 2019 and the newer versions, they have a zipper pocket. They didn't have a zipper pocket in this one. And then they do have this keychain keeper, which they actually put inside of the zipper pocket in the 2019 version. Now let's take a look at the differences in the main section of the bag. Like I said before, they didn't have a dedicated laptop compartment. What they did was they doubled like a water bladder section, also with the laptop compartment. So you put your laptop in the back. I'll put my 15-inch Dell XPS in there that I always usually use for demonstration purposes. So you can stick that in the back. And it fits pretty well. But back in 2005, this laptop compartment was not suspended, so the laptop itself is sitting on the bottom of the bag. So that's one of the improvements. They've raised that up over time, and the laptop compartment is suspended now, so it doesn't bounce on the bottom of the bag. This is just like a little, I don't know, pocket in the back. You can stick your water bladder in there, and there's also a little port right here where you can run your water bladder hose out and run it down the shoulder straps if you want to use it that way. Same kind of space in this bag though. Like I said, 29 liters compared to the now version, or the present version that is at 30 liters. So I put my Peak Designs tech pouch in there. One thing that they did take away from the newer North Face Recon that's in this pack is an extra pocket right here. So this pocket is like just a simple mesh pocket, but it's helpful. And you see this a lot in the Osprey bags. They have an extra mesh pocket in the interior, so you can store some extra items. This is a perfect place to like put your charging block for your laptop or something like that. But it's just another extra organizational pocket, which I do appreciate. So overall, do I think that the 2005 version is better than what they're offering right now in 2019? I say no. Definitely the 2019 version has its benefits over the 2005 version. They both have lifetime warranties, and I've never had to actually reach out to North Face to have this bag repaired or whatever. Like I said, I try to take care of the items that I do get and use, but there is some nostalgia with this bag. It's, you know, it's definitely something that you don't see every day. Well, at least I don't see every day traveling on a train back and forth in DC. And it's a bag that I'm like, hey, this might last. It lasted 15 years. It might last another 15. You know, this bag is a very helpful bag. It's very well thought out and well organized. Even back then in 2005, I think that North Face was doing a great job, and they were on the timeline or the route to produce something great like they're producing right now in the 2019 version. I do wish that some of the materials like the heavier nylon and the heavier ballistic fabric was incorporated in some of the bags that they offer today. I think that that would give the brand just a little bit edge up. It would be definitely something I would be interested in as a consumer. But I just wanted to walk through this bag. You can still buy this bag on like eBay. I think they go for like 45 bucks. You can see sometimes you can jump in and get them for 25 bucks. And you just check the quality out. But you know, if you want to hold on to a piece of, I don't know, this ain't really history, but something that's like, you know, old school throwback, look, check out one of these older bags, especially if you have bags that you're using in rotation. So this bag is just in my rotation of backpacks that I use. And it just kind of reminds me of that time back in the day when I was a little bit younger, a little bit dumber, and a little bit funner, you know. But thanks for watching George Defined, guys. It's just the overview of this bag that I had in my closet. And I got more backpacks coming up. Like, subscribe, comment. I'll try to reply to all the comments. I got some dope bags coming up in my next video, so y'all stay tuned. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace.